You know what I wish? I wish I could snap my fingers, clap my hands, click my heels, and all the violence on our planet would disappear forever. But I don't know how to do that. I wish that I could assure you, you will never be in harm's way. But I can't. I wish that in the event that you are in harm's way, I could swoop in to rescue you. But chances are I won't be around. While I can't do those things, at least not yet, what I can do is share the power places that I accessed when I was in harm's way, and there was no one to swoop in and rescue me. The power from these places led the man who was threatening to bash my skull in with a sledgehammer to back off, and me walking away. So what are these power places? Well, there are three main power places, and they correspond to three main aspects of our being: body, mind, and spirit. And to help you remember them, they all start with a P. So the first power place is the power of our body. Physical power. Doesn't sound like a P, but it starts with a P. And that's what they teach us in most of these self-defense classes. Now, my situation, even though I like being athletic, I didn't start elbowing the guy, poking his eyes, or kicking him in the groin. But what I did do is when I felt like collapsing helplessly on the floor, instead, I stood tall and collected. And just that helped me feel more powerful. And also probably helped him see me as having more power. That's physical power. The second power place works with our mind. Person perception. There are two perceptions that allow violence to happen and make it hard to shift it. Perpetrators who harm someone are able to do so because they see that person more as an object, not as a person. So whatever you can do to help shift that perception will help. So in my situation, there was a moment where this man was indicating that I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do in the way he wanted me to do it. So I said, you might want to find someone else. In my culture, I'm not even allowed to date. At that point, he backed off. So while it's powerful to help shift your attacker's perception of you, you also want to take a look at your perception of him or her. For example, when you are being attacked, it's hard not to see that person as a menacing monster. But what happens when you see them that way, as a monster? You feel even more scared, and you're even more debilitated. So whatever you can do to try to see that person as a person will help. So in my situation, there was at least some part of me that got that for this man to do whatever he was doing, he must be suffering terribly. So when we see someone as a person and less as a monster, it actually makes it harder for them to act like a monster. So essentially what we're doing is calling forth their humanity. So they're more likely to act and treat us humanely. The third power place is our spiritual power. The place inside that cannot be harmed. During my assault, there was a moment where it hit me. This man can do anything to me physically, anything, including kill me. But then I remembered the real me is not physical. he can't hurt the real me. You know, it's kind of like when Clark Kent becomes Superman. And you know when Superman shows up on the scene, the bullets just bounce off of him? But more than that, when his attackers get that he cannot be harmed, it takes the wind out of their sails. Game over. They back off. So if you were to bring that place inside and show up with that place inside that cannot be harmed, you're essentially bringing your superpower to that scene. That is the power of the place inside. So those are the 3 power places that I access, that I've now shared with you. In a moment, you'll get ready to leave here, go on with your lives. But even in those everyday, day-to-day challenges, remember, you have so much power. Your body, your mind, your spirit. So practice living from these power places. Physical power, person perception, and the place inside that cannot be harmed. While you're practicing all of that, I'm going to practice another power. That also starts with a P. Prayer. My prayer for you is that you will never be in harm's way, ever.